Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mikey back here, and today we'll be recapping the Hawks-Pistons game from last night. The Hawks fall to the Pistons 110-113. Trae really struggled. The Hawks really had a lot of mental lapses late in the fourth quarter when we could have won the game before we even went into overtime to the final 110-113. It was a close game throughout. No team really pulled ahead. I think the Hawks' biggest lead was around 7 or 8, and the Pistons' largest lead, I believe, was 5. But it really was just a poor mental game from the Hawks. This was a really important game. First chance to get back to 500 and put them in the 8th seed for the first time since they were 14-14, and they just didn't come through in an important game, in a game they should have won. Trae Young said it after the post game conference. He said that, we really have played well against the good teams, but played down to competition, and that's definitely true. We've won games against the Bucks. We've won games against the Suns, the Heat. We've won games against really good teams, the Bulls. We've won teams against good teams, but we just don't show up in games where we should win. It's confusing, and Trae struggled a lot in these games. I mean, he didn't have a great night tonight. I mean, he actually was really bad, unfortunately. He shot terribly. He shot 5 for 20, and just the late game situation management was not good from the whole Hawks team, not just Trae Young, coaches as well. With particular matchups that were probably not ideal. But this game was just sloppy defense in the first half, sloppy offense in the second half. We just never meshed together. For the Pistons, they didn't play particularly well either. They started off the game well, but they really didn't score well in the second quarter. The third quarter, both teams' offenses really struggled in the third quarter. The Pistons scored 20. We scored 20, and the Pistons scored 19. So, I mean, that's crazy how much the Hawks offense struggled to be on the level of the Pistons, only scoring 19. But the Pistons have been playing well lately. I mean, they've won 3 out of the last 4 games, I think it was, or 3 out of the last 5, including wins against the Cavs and the Raptors as well. So, decent teams. So, credit to the Pistons. They're playing well. But with that, let's move on to the box score, and I'll get into some certain things of each player that I really found to be confusing. John Collins in 32 minutes, 7 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3 for 17 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a fairly good game. He definitely played solidly. I feel like we probably could have gone to him more at the beginning. I really like when John Collins starts off the game scoring well, because it opens up a ton more for our offense and not just have to be centered around Trae Young. But nonetheless, John Collins had a solid game. DeAndre Hunter's been playing really pretty well these past 3 games, 2 or 3 games. He had in 37 minutes 4 for 10 for the field, 1 of 4 from 3 for 15 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 assist, and 2 rebounds as well. He was also 6 for 8 from the line, so he's getting much better on his free throws. There were a ton of free throws down the stretch that the Hawks missed, which we could have put this game away. We shot 15 for 22 from the line, not ideal there. So need to get that free throw shooting back online. Clint Capella in 33 minutes. He's been playing great since the All-Star break. The box score doesn't show it, but he's playing much better defense, challenging a lot more shots and getting clutch blocks. He had a great 2-handed block on Cade Cunningham early in the game, or not early in the game. I think it was early in overtime, to almost help the Hawks get back into the game in overtime, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. He went 4 for 6 from the field for 9 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks, added an assist, and went 1 for 2 from the line. In 39 minutes, Trae Young was bad. 5 for 20 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, 14 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds. The assists are nice, but he also turned the ball over 5 times, and down the stretch, it really wasn't good. Like, the Hawks just don't run the offense at the end of fourth quarters or overtime. It's like the Trae Young show, which Trae Young's our superstar. He should be taking those shots 100% of the time. But Trae Young's greatest strength is the pick and roll, and that's our most efficient offense. I think it would benefit us greatly if we ran more of an offense or ran more of a pick and roll set down the stretch to get easier looks. And no matter who takes that shot, if it's open, it's a better shot. So I really want Nate McMillan or even Trae Young to try and run the offense more at the end of games. I think we'd finish better in clutch situations. We've been really bad on fourth quarter offense and in the clutch this season, and last season that wasn't the case. So I think it may have something to do with not running the offense as much. So hopefully we can get that fixed. For Bogdan Bogdanovic was thrown into the starting lineup for an injured Kevin Huerter this game. I felt we should have started DeLon Wright and put Bogey on the bench again to continue to get his rhythm. He had good counting stats: 22 points, 2 blocks, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Again, filling up the stat sheet like he's normally been. 2 blocks from Bogey is huge, but he didn't shoot it efficiently. 2 of 11 from 3, 8 for 19 from the field. So didn't shoot it that efficiently. But Bogey, he still scored 22 points in not one of his best games. That shows how well he's been playing. But he really had a mental lapse at the end of the fourth quarter. With 1.6 left, the Hawks were up 1, and the Pistons had to get in bounds, and they fouled Cade Cunningham, and Bogey fouled Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham then made both free throws, and then the Pistons fouled John Collins on the alley-oop attempt, and John Collins missed the first free throw and made the second, which sent it into overtime. But without that foul, we probably win this game, so I know Bogey's being hard on himself right now. Gallo in 21 minutes, back on the bench, had a good game. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 for 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. He's been doing this consistently, no surprise here from Gallo. Okongwu didn't have a great game. He got into foul trouble really early, but overall his impact on the game just wasn't big. 2 points, 1 block, 4 rebounds, 1 for 3 from the field. Lou Williams, on the other hand, had a great impact at the beginning of the fourth quarter. He was kind of righting the ship. I was shocked that Nate McMillan actually took him out when he did because he was playing well. He had 13 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound, 6 of 8 from the field, and 1 of 2 from 3. So a good game there from Lou Williams. DeLon Wright also had a good game. 4 points, 2 steals, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, unfortunately. But his defense, and you can look at any Hawks fan, and he'll say that his defense last night was great. His energy every time he steps onto the floor is awesome, and you try to sneak a pass by him, it's not going to happen. So in the first half, he really clamped down on defense and played great defense. He stripped the ball actually in overtime as the Hawks were down by 6, and we could have gotten a 3 out of it, but unfortunately we didn't hit it. But yeah, but DeLon Wright had a pretty decent game. Now on to the Pistons. Jerami Grant in 35 minutes, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 of 15 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 23 points. Jerami Grant had a decent game there for sure. They got a lot of open corner threes this game. The 3-point percentage wasn't that great. I mean, it's 36.4. That's decent defense on the perimeter, but I feel like they definitely were missing a little bit of their wide opens for sure. Saddiq Bey in 32 minutes started off really hot in the first quarter, but then cooled down. Only finished with 9 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 of 11 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. So not a good showing from Saddiq Bey. He was guarded by DeAndre Hunter for most of the game, which I was confused about. I would have wanted to see DeAndre Hunter on Cade Cunningham, put John Collins and Jerami Grant, and then maybe have Bogey on Saddiq Bey. But Bogey was guarding Cade Cunningham, which we'll see in a few minutes here how that did not work at all. Isaiah Stewart in 10 minutes injured, left the game, I think on an injured ankle, so he didn't really do anything. Corey Joseph in 22 minutes, 4 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Dwayne Casey, he has to play his Corey Joseph, but yeah, no shocker here, he didn't really do much. But Cade Cunningham in 43 minutes really stood the show. 10 of 25 from the field for 28 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, only 3 turnovers. So a great game there from Cade Cunningham, and he's really starting to come into his zone, leading this Pistons team to some good wins over the last few games. So really great credit to Cade Cunningham, and he's clutch, hitting some clutch free throws to give the Pistons the lead down the stretch. Kelly Olynyk in 17 minutes, 6 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the field. Decent game from there from Kelly Olynyk. Marvin Bagley actually had a great impact on this game. 36 minutes, 19 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 1 assist, 10 rebounds. So double-double there from Bagley, and he really came in and gave the Pistons energy off the bench. Also provided well in the box score too, 19 points and 10 rebounds. So double-double from Bagley was a great showing from him, and he's been playing well so far for the Pistons in a new environment rather than the Kings. So shout out to Marvin Bagley. Isaiah Livers in 25 minutes killed the Hawks with some 3-pointers, but that's about it. He also had 3 steals, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. So Isaiah Livers, who I actually haven't heard of before this game, had a decent game. Killian Hayes in 31 minutes, 13 points, 6 assists, 1 steal, 4 rebounds. Decent game there from Killian Hayes as well. He made an impact off the bench. So really, the Pistons had Marvin Bagley, Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, and Jerami Grant as the guys who really made an impact for them. For the Hawks, I mean, we had more guys in double digits, but our mental lapses were down the stretch were tough, and our offense couldn't sustain in the second half to really take us to victory. So that's really what happened that game. We'll face the Bucks on Wednesday. I think the game should have been on national TV, but I think it got removed. So, but nonetheless, it's a big stage against the Bucks, the defending champions. So I expect the Hawks to come out and play great. You know, we normally show up against really good teams. I expect Trae to really have a bounce back game because as he had an off game in Chicago the next game he was amazing. So I think that this will be similar. He'll have a great game against the Bucks, and I think the Hawks will come out and actually win that game. But you know this is what the Hawks have been all year. So can't get our hopes too high, can't get our lows too low though. I think the Hawks will solidly make the play-in, but we'll see who our opponent is and see what the matchup looks like. But yeah, I'll be back. I should be back with a recap for the Bucks game. I'm actually leaving to drive back home for spring break, so we'll see what we'll do with the recap. But I'm not sure when that will come out. But I'll probably make one. So thank you guys for watching this one, and look out for the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.